Hey everybody, Lieutenant Joe here for Hope is Not a Tactic, the school safety and security show. I want to start out by thanking our sponsors, Blue360media.com, my publisher. They publish all my books. RiotTint.com. They make security glazing for windows and doors and absolutely amazing product. Go check it out. And MedicalEssentialDiagnostics.com. They are in New Jersey. They have 6 offices. If you work for any kind of a government entity, right? New Jersey state, local state, county, township, federal, whatever. In New Jersey, you and 2 adults can get a full, complete health screening at no cost to you from medicalessentialdiagnostics.com. They have 6 offices. Go find them. Without our sponsors, we couldn't be here. So my goal in life, after spending an entire career in law enforcement, I had to decide what was I going to do next. And I decided that the right thing to do was to use my skill set to try and continue to help people and keep people safe. At the time, I still had young people in my family. My kids were still in school. My son Jack was in elementary school, middle school, and then high school. My daughter Marisa was in high school and then college. And very exciting, this week, my youngest, Jack, will be graduating from college. And he's already employed and he's going out into the world. So it's fantastic. It's been a great run. But my goal in life was to keep them safe. And I said the best way I can do that is by helping our schools stay safe. So a lot of the things that we talk about are the assessments that I do. I do threat assessments. I do physical training for staff. We do table topping. We do all kinds of things for people. Um, and I have a list of things here that we go through, and I'm talking about each one at a different point. So in many of our schools, the concept of pre-locking your doors in the classrooms is very important because the whole idea is in an emergency, a traumatic situation like an active shooter event, God forbid. It depends. You think you would know immediately, but you may not. If you're in a big school and they're shooting on the other side of the school, you're not going to know what's happening until the gunfire is close to you. So therefore, when you get that notification to lock down, lock down, lock down, we want to make sure that we can do that quickly. Now, if you have a minute or two to lock your door and put the key in the door and turn the door, that's fantastic. But if you don't, if you hear the gunfire erupt in the hallway and you have to do it quickly, this is where we run into a problem. Because in many of our schools, we still have the old-fashioned locks where you have to go in the hallway with a key to lock your door. Now, is that your school? Unfortunately, there's hundreds and hundreds of doors in our schools, and to change them over to 80, 90, $150 locks is financially impossible, right? We have to set a plan that we're going to do X amount per year. And what happens? Say you have 300 doors in your school, and we do 100 this year, 100 next year, and 100 the year after. And what happens if I do this 100 and there's an event and the people in those other 200 rooms that don't have new locks yet are injured? That's not good, right? So what do we do? How do we do this quickly? So in a previous episode about magnets and door locks, I talked about using a pre-locked door. You lock your door, put it in the lock position. Then you put one of these magnets over the throw, and the kids can come and go. In an emergency, you just slide the magnet out of the way and close it. It's a very simple solution, inexpensive. I can get them. I have access to them. They're about $6 a piece. You put one on every door. It lasts 5, 6, 7, 8 years before you got to get a new one, sometimes longer than that. Um, and I have had a lot of requests. People have emailed me in different ways to say, hey, Joe, where can I get these things? How do I get them? So I made this because I have lots of articles and I have lots of things that I talk about and people want to reach out to me. So write this down. This is my email address. It comes right to me. I check my email multiple times a day. It's Joe at pangarotraining.com. Joe at pangarotraining.com. If you type that into your computer, no matter what email system you have, it'll get to me and I can send you articles. I can send you how to get these magnets and the snap locks and stuff for push doors, push button doors, and all that kind of thing. All right. So the concept of pre-locking. I know in some districts that's a rule. Your door must be pre-locked. You must lock your door and close it and keep it in the lock position as soon as you start teaching. And that's smart. That is a smart thing because then you don't have to do anything. The problem is what we know is human nature, right? The kids have to go to the bathroom. Somebody shows up to deliver something. You're constantly going back and forth to the door, especially with the younger kids, right? The younger kids are constantly going to the bathroom in and out. So the magnet is helpful. What I got to say about pre-locking is that even if you left the door open, right? Some schools you like to leave it open and so you can hear what's going on in the hallway. If it's in the pre-lock position, then all you gotta do is close it and you're locked in safe. So always keep in mind pre-locking your doors. Very, very important. All right. Hall monitors. Now, another topic. Hall monitors. I see a lot of districts. They will hire people to be hall monitors. Whether it's parents that they pay a stipend or they hire somebody, whoever it is, a grandparent or anybody, they're going to be a hall monitor and they're going to sit in the hallway and monitor what goes on. That's good because it's an adult paying attention to things. But if that person doesn't have access to a communication device like a radio, how are they going to let you know there's a problem or that they need help? And I see some districts do. They give them a radio. Here's a radio. You sign in. Good morning. You're going to sit in hallway D and you're going to watch the hallway. And here's your radio. Very, very good. Radios are very fast communication devices and relatively inexpensive when you think about it. Even a good one, right? It costs a couple of hundreds of dollars. Well worth it in an emergency. Fast communication. I see a lot of districts, though, when I do my assessments and I go around, I see hall monitors. I said, excellent. What do? I'm monitoring the bathroom and I watch the hallway. If there's any problem, I notify the office. And I said, how do you do that? Well, I would go into one of these classrooms here and call. Okay, what if the classroom's closed? What if there's a lockdown? What if there's some kind of situation where you can't get in that classroom? You got to call for help right away. A radio is your best bet. All right. So that's the two thoughts on hall monitor. It's good to make sure they're trained, make sure they know what to listen for, include them in all your drills. Hall monitors are very, very good as long as they have communication. That is the key to everything with going fast. And what do we say? Right? Time equals life in an emergency. We have to be able to go fast. So hall monitors we talked about today, they're good. Put them in place, but make sure to have a radio. And pre-locking our doors. Good idea. Get those magnets, right? Upgrade your doors to doors that have tumblers inside the classroom, right? Because what happens is that in a traumatic event, one of the first things you're going to lose is your big muscle abilities. Your fine motor abilities. You're going to lose them in a traumatic, like gunfire. So I've done drills where I come up the hallway and I'm stomping my feet and I'm screaming, I'm going to get you. And the teacher can't get the key in the door. He drops it, she drops it. And that's what happens in real life. So you want to make sure that you use big muscles. Close the door with a big tumbler inside the door. This way a student can do it, a teacher can do it, anybody can do it easily, or use the magnet. All right? So let's all be safe. We're all in this together. Remember to like and share. Hit the like button and do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel and tell all your friends about it. This is how we get information out there. You have my email, joe@pangarotraining.com. If you have a question, you want me to talk about a specific subject, and I will see you down the road.